Majority of men that are distracted run to pleasure. When you have no vision, when you have no dreams, no goals, nothing to reach for, the first thing you're going to settle for is pleasure. So now you're getting into a relationship with a woman first you can't afford. You can't afford her, but you're being distracted with pleasure. So now you're having sex. Now you produce a child that you can't afford. Now you can't afford the woman. You cannot afford yourself. You can't take care of yourself. And now you have a child.
I pay my wife $250,000 a year. She has a maid. She has a chef. She has a personal stylist. It's my job from the bottom of her feet to the top of her head to maintain her, because she is a gift from God. That $250,000 goes into an account that I have no access to, only her, but she has her name is on every bank account that I have and every business that I own. Why? Because again, this is my gift from God. And the way I treat her is me praising God and thanking God. They're not only doing this over there in the Middle East, we're doing this over here too. And there's good brothers that love to maintain their women. Why? Because my money is her money and her money is her money. Who said that to you, y'all? God. So if you ain't maintaining your woman, you don't have to do it $250,000. But it should be your job to maintain her. Me, I just like to do it big because my woman's a blessing. She's a big blessing. All praises. So if she gets sick, if she's tired, if she's hungry, she's still going to maintain her home and still have enough finances to know if she's disrespected, she can leave and start a business to maintain her and bring more wealth in if she chooses. It's an option for her to do something for me. She doesn't have to. It's not mandatory. But I got a good woman, so all I can say is, oh, praise be to the Most High. 250,000 is enough.
I know he irked a lot of people by doing this video, by saying this, and I guess his thought process about this and him being called a simp. But hey, man, if you got it, you got it. And if that's how you feel about your wife, that's how you feel about your wife. Now, if you guys don't know who that was Yada. He's a herbalist, and I believe he's also a minister. He's one of those woke dudes who talks about healing and esoteric knowledge and things of that nature, but also bettering yourself. So in this case, he's got him, and I think she's, 15, maybe 20 years younger than him, if I'm not mistaken. I could be off. I used to follow him once upon a time. But $250K, if that's how you feel, if that's how you want to treat your woman and give her an allowance to be a stay-at-home wife, so be it. That's how much faith you have in this woman who is a gift from God. Now, I definitely agree with the part where he says you shouldn't be doing 50-50. But if a woman's working, all that money is not just going to be for her to just spend it on whatever she wants if she chooses to work. A lot of women choose not to work. Most women don't want to work, even though American society, this whole liberal society, this whole feminist society is telling women to do this. And he also said something in terms of the Middle East. Middle Eastern women, especially in these wealthier countries, the women go out shopping, go out buying those bags. They're covered up and they buy lingerie and all these other things because they like to be seen. Women, no matter where you're from, are vain. There's a certain vanity that comes with it. They want to have the nicer things, and not saying you can't have the nicer things. So a man is responsible to be the custodian of the woman, the sustainer for a lifestyle. But this woman, if they ever break up, I guess he says she's going to be used to a certain thing, so she's going to have to keep up that lifestyle. But let's get into some more of his videos here. Let's go.
Why do you say that men who are opposed to going 100% shouldn't be having sex?
Majority of men that are distracted run to pleasure. When you have no vision, when you have no dreams, no goals, nothing to reach for, the first thing you're going to settle for is pleasure. So now you're getting into a relationship with a woman first you can't afford. You can't afford her, but you're being distracted with pleasure. So now you're having sex. Now you produce a child that you can't afford. Now you can't afford the woman. You cannot afford yourself. You can't take care of yourself. And now you have a child. Why should a man with no money, no vision, because a man with vision wouldn't be distracted by pleasure, with no vision, have a child? They haven't raised themselves. They haven't become a man themselves. They don't understand how to be a man. Now they're forced to be in the role of a man, and guess what they're going to do? They're going to find some way to self-sabotage that, because that's what weak men do. They run.
Now, I agree with a lot of the things he said, but in an ideal world, if that was the case, men who are distracted because they don't have a vision, a lot of these women would be alone. A lot of these women wouldn't be having kids. The population would dwindle if this was the case, unless you structure your society in that way. But these women, a lot of times, are choosing to lay down with these men because women want to have kids. Women want to procreate. Sometimes they don't care who it's with. This dude cannot have a penny to his name and they'll do this. So yes, regardless of what he's saying, a man who doesn't know himself, who has no vision, he will do these things and women will accept him just as he is. But let's get on to this next clip. Let's go.
The women that agreed with going 50-50 with their men are women that's never had a real man. So they don't even know what it means to be a real woman because they were taught by broken women, which are the mothers. The mothers, first thing they say is don't trust no man. You have women being groomed not to trust men. Have children with them, marry them, but don't trust them. That's why women say, I gotta get my own money. And then you have the men that just watch their mothers work so hard. That's all they know. They've been wired to see women work, and not just work regular, work harder than men. So even though it's at one point in time it wasn't normal, we've seen the dysfunction for so long. Now the dysfunction has become normal.
I think a lot of the stuff he's saying is true. But women, if you're looking for a lot of times a man to pay 100%, it's just not going to happen. The way women outnumber men in this world, and you trying to find a man that's able to do that, it's not really going to happen, baby, especially you getting married to that type of man. So women will have to settle for the man that is 50-50, or either she's even taking care of the man, which is what Yada was saying at the beginning. This is just what occurs. And people will practice or do things in their lives based upon how they were raised. A lot of people are raised by single mothers who they have to watch do it all. Just happens. Men and women see this and they think that that's just the way it's supposed to be. And they think it's perfectly norm. Or they have no idea what a real man is for what he's saying. Just because you're doing 50-50 doesn't mean you're not a real man. People subscribe to 50-50, others don't. Some people want their wives or their women to stay at home and take care of the house, take care of the kids. But what you see on the media and television is telling women that's too boring. I can't do that. I refuse to do that. I want to go out and work. But let's get to this next clip here. Let's go.
Do you prefer a stay-at-home wife or a woman that gets her own bread?
Heidi.
Hi. How you doing?
23 years.
Okay, so my question was, does he prefer a stay-at-home wife or a woman that gets her own bread?
Stay home.
Stay at home?
These are my 4 kids.
Well, the reason is because masculinity has to be earned and femininity has to be protected and preserved. And if you got a woman that's out working, trying to find her own bread, you better make sure you're a lot better.
Indeed, indeed. So I think the older women get and they realize how hard it is and they really don't want to work, a lot of them eventually want to become a stay-at-home woman, stay-at-home wife, stay-at-home whatever. Because as a man, I don't want to be working all day, even though it's what I need to do if I want to have a family, which none of you men should be getting married unless you're completely able to take care of that family or financially support that family by yourself. You shouldn't be going into a marriage saying 50-50. Just my thoughts. I could be off, guys. Anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think about this video. Comment below. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit me up on Linktree to book a one-on-one with yours truly. Purchase all my books, merch, t-shirts. It helps us support the channel. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. With that being said, much blessings in abundance. Stick around for the next video that's going to pop up on the screen below. That's where I'm going to see you guys at. It's your favorite everything. This is Wisdom.